I think the Rheumatology Research Foundation is an entity that provides the kind of support for both patients and rheumatologists that, in my mind, is ultimately one of the best organizations that is focused on improving outcomes for patients, as well as trying to create an environment for rheumatologists to really provide the best care they possibly can. You know, I never thought I was going to be a rheumatologist when I finished medical school. I was basically on a track to do internal medicine. I was in an internal medicine residency program. And as I became more exposed to patients with rheumatic diseases, I realized how cool it was to really be a rheumatologist, essentially be a medical detective, because it wasn't then just a patient coming into my office for a one-time visit. It was a lifetime contract that you were establishing with a patient who had, unfortunately, a lifetime illness. It's really not just the one patient that you're treating their family, you're treating their lifestyle. You really need to embrace what your patient's needs are.
I just wanted to have a normal life, to be as active as I used to be. Little things that we take granted for, in life, like turning the key, open the door, even open the fridge. I would be literally in tears. Couldn't do any of that.
What research brings to the table is opportunity to try medications, especially in cases where traditional treatments may have failed. It certainly is an option for patients who unfortunately may not be able to have access due to a lot of different reasons to medications in the marketplace.
It's extremely important because many people with rheumatoid arthritis are having a hard time because they can't work and they don't have the money, and drug studies usually don't charge you to be on the drug studies. And you have to see a doctor that does the drug studies if you want to get help.
So in many cases, we've seen patients who normally would not be treated for their condition, who through one of our research protocols has been very successfully treated for a long period of time, and ultimately their outcomes have given information that has allowed other patients to develop similar positive responses when they've needed to be treated.
My sisters, myself, my daughter, we all battle this disease, of some form of rheumatology in our life. Now I can understand the family connection. It was mind-blowing. And he helped make that transition into this disease that I was going to have for the rest of my life. He made it bearable.
Research had been for me a very important way to improve my skills with the patient, to learn how to measure outcomes. And so really this whole award is really in part to help the rheumatologist as well as the patient develop a better understanding of measuring outcomes and developing goals when you have ideas.
Because Dr. Gaylis has such an outstanding reputation in the research community, he's been selected to conduct over 250 trials since I've been here in the past 20 years. That is 250 different types of applications for medications. And the patients that are research patients, they have such an opportunity because they are testing the latest generation of things to come out.
And what I would hope is that possibly my involvement will stimulate people to find out what the value of giving towards the Rheumatology Research Foundation really is all about. We really need to hope that people will recognize that this is a completely different entity and is trying to do something that really hasn't been done before to really improve the quality of care for patients with rheumatological problems and really help rheumatologists service their patients in a better fashion. When a patient hugs you and says, "I love you," and you've made my life so different. And I think that when you see that and when you see your patients grow up and have their own families and you become part of them, that's probably the most rewarding.